Keep in mind, if it's on Tenet Media, it's because Russia wants it there. It's because it's a message Russia wants to put out there. So Eric July, Chris Gore, congratulations. You just were involved with pushing out some Russian propaganda. Good work, guys. Good work. We've heard a lot about Tenet Media recently and how Tenet Media is literally just a Russian paid-for site. It was a YouTube channel run by Lauren Chen, except we didn't know Lauren Chen was actually that was not publicly made. It wasn't public that Lauren Chen was pretty much the person in charge of it. But Lauren Chen and her husband ran Tenet Media, and it's been revealed that Tenet Media was literally just Russian money being pumped into internet YouTubers. And a lot there essentially they brought on 6 YouTubers, Lauren Southern, Benny Johnson, Matt Christensen, Taylor Hansen, I haven't heard those two, Dave Rubin, and Tim Pool. 6 YouTubers that were paid millions of dollars, like literally low watermark. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted memberships. But these guys are being Ripaverse Goalpost. Enjoy your gifted membership. You have exclusive access to all my content, Ripaverse Goalpost. Have fun clipping it and sharing it with other people. I like getting my name out there. Have fun, dude. So anyways, as I was saying, these 6 guys were essentially hired not because there's no evidence that they knew that they were getting Russian money. However, they were getting a shit ton of money, which should have been very fucking suspicious to them. Sam Cedar breaks down, like, essentially Dave Rubin walks in. Dave Rubin essentially asked for, like, what does he ask for? He says he's not going to do Tenet Media for any less than $5 million a year. Okay, so if you're a YouTuber at all, $5 million a year, but I haven't looked at Dave Rubin's numbers. There's no way he's pulling enough for that. That is fucking astroturfing, and he knows it's fucking astroturfing, intense fucking astroturfing. It's wild. I need to update my membership emotes. I haven't done new ones of those in a while. Yeah, so I think the only ones I have right now are Eric July. I don't understand it. And then Gaston, Miles Morales, and Nerdrotic. Because of the week I did it, I was covering Gastonism. But anyway, so Tenet Media is essentially 6 YouTubers who are popular, getting a fuck ton of Russian money to put content on the Tenet Media website, which has been taken down off YouTube. So we can't cover it. Except we can cover it because Tenet Media is still up on Rumble. So literally, we can go to this website and see pretty much what Russians want to put out there. So let's see if there's anything specific. I wouldn't mind seeing their take on any. Let's go over. I want to go over something. Let's see. Looking more for if they have any media takes on here. I don't know if they will. We can just dive into something political if they don't. But I'd very much like to see if there's a media take on here, because that would be much more in my wheelhouse. But yeah, you can see this is standard anti-woke culture war shit that these guys are posting. Like we've seen all this rhetoric. These look like standard like chud thumbnails. Yeah, Mediaholic is Lauren Chen that's been taken down off YouTube. You can still find some Lauren Chen stuff on Rumble, by the way. Let's see. Do they not do media coverage? If not, we will just pick maybe something more recent that isn't too long. Has mass media destroyed American culture? Tim Pool. Oh, wait. The Acolyte has Disney in full panic mode. Benny Johnson. All right, let's dive right in. This is a 12-minute edited video, and they left this in. Yeah, no, Chariot is correct. There's a YouTuber who has come forward. I don't remember his name, otherwise I'd look it up. But there is a if someone in chat remembers, there is a YouTuber who came forward and said, "Yeah, conservative think tank came to me, offered me a fuck ton of money." I said no, but now that I've known that this money's out there, I can see where other YouTubers have definitely said yes. So like, this is only a 12-minute video, and like, this is the first 2.5 minutes. Jesus Christ, whoever their editor is are overpaid.
This one shocked me, where apparently Looper was sent after Drinker and Nerdrotic, and I know they're like dear friends of you guys and strong allies.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Benny Johnson, a Russian asset, talking to Eric July and Chris Gore. Interesting. Can we up that fucking quality? It looks awful.
And I couldn't believe this. You know, they're like this in this clip. They're like saying all the buzzwords that you would say in a PR meeting is like scripted. It was like given to them. This was a script that was given to Looper to read. My takeaway on this, because I see how it's done in the political world, is a PR agency at the behest of Disney takes a big pen and writes a script like saying all of the pejoratives about a creator that would get them kicked off YouTube or get them banned from any good headline.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, Looper did a post or something. It was actually kind of base, but they took it down because of the negative feedback it got from the chuds. And that was my criticism of Looper. Don't take that shit down. Leave it up. Fuck the chuds. I know. I thought Eric July was libertarian too, but apparently he's fine with hopping on and talking to a Russian asset like Benny Johnson. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Looking for his goalpost. You should have fun clipping this. You should have fun. I have footage right here of Eric July live streaming with a Russian asset.
Or get their Wikipedia bombed, right? And then they put this out, and that's my take. I don't know, Chris. Is this how this worked?
Yeah, I mean, it is so irresponsible. I mean, I've been watching Drinker, Nerdrotic, and Eric since for years. I think 2018, maybe before that, and to have them make these accusations, it's clearly reputation destruction.
Do you not have, like, you're looking at a Nerdrotic post. The Nerdrotic post says, "Hey, at Looper, why do you delete the post stating that yours truly and Critical Drinker are encouraging hatred and bigotry with our reviews of a poorly written streaming show? The only ones I see doing that are Lucasfilm." So, Nerdrotic, I need a source of Lucasfilm pushing hatred and bigotry. A source for that would be very nice. Thank you. And as for, I'll just go ahead and say it because I've covered them plenty enough. I don't feel the need to go over it right now in this stream, but yes, Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker do push hatred and bigotry. They do. I have a couple of clips of it in the pre-stream you can go check out.
The problems began early on with the casting of Rachel Zegler as Snow White. Now,
Why? Yeah, why is that a problem?
this a problem, you might ask? Well, the original German folktale describes the character as...
Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't care. I don't care about the original German folktale. You guys always dig up these random fucking archaeological facts. You guys are like fucking digging through fossils trying to find some way to justify Snow White being fucking perfect white or some shit. No. Fuck off. I don't care.
follows. Schneewittchen hat Lippen rot von einer Rose, Haar schwarz wie Ebenholz und Haut weiß wie Schnee. Or, in less world-dominating terms, Snow White had lips red as a rose, hair black as ebony, and skin white as snow. Skin white as snow.
Just digging up random shit just to make fun of. Number one, she's fairly white. Like, I don't know what her genetic ancestry is, but she looks pretty white in that fucking picture. And number two, I don't fucking care. I don't. But yeah, they're like, why? Like, could they not dig up any? Like, I was able to dig up some stuff on the original Looper stuff. Let me go ahead and see. Let me see if I can track it down. Hold on. Because I think it was actually a whole article that was deleted. And that's the thing. These guys really like to play the victim complex. They are, yeah, when they get it. Well, no, they shit on they shit on everybody that, like, hey, there's a piece of media we don't like. Let's shit on everybody involved. Let's shit on Kathleen Kennedy nonstop. Let's shit on Brie Larson nonstop. Let's shit on Amanda Stenberg nonstop. Let's shit on, what was the other one? Rachel Ziegler. Let's shit on her nonstop. They do that all the fucking time. And then the second somebody calls them out on it and says, hey, maybe when you do that, you're being a real shithead. They're like, oh, you're trying to cancel me. It's such bullshit. Yeah, I don't see, maybe I can see the delete post. Yeah, I cannot find it. I know Looper deleted it, so it's tough to find, but it was essentially one just kind of spitting facts. Essentially saying Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic are pushing bigotry, which they are. Just saying. Anyways, we'll get back to this.
That is the goal. It's so disingenuous. And it sucks. It's I mean, look, Gary's got a wild sense of humor. So does Drinker. So does Eric.
Yeah.
And which is why I don't trust.
They're just jokes, guys. They're just jokes. That's how come, listen, if we say something bigoted, it's just a joke. And that's how come we'll just keep on saying it, because it's just a joke. Guys, if you guys are fucking comedians and that's the only reason you do bigotry, you're not fucking funny. I'm just saying.
Trust people that don't have a sense of humor about themselves. But this is just so awful to see. And I'm offended.
Awful to see that you weren't able to intimidate Looper into deleting their shit, which is the only real criticism I have of them. They deleted their shit. I cannot look up and see exactly what they said. That being said, saying that Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic encourage bigotry and hatred, yeah, it's kind of fucking true. I think it's cowardice of Looper to delete it.
They didn't come after me. Where am I?
I know, right? There you
I'm
go,
not
Chris.
in the-
But no, seriously, that's the goal, man. These guys
Well, Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker are significantly larger. That's why.
definitely with Drinker and Gary, they have influence, and they hate.
Hey, Eric's actually correct. Yes, they have influence, and that's why they're the two biggest ones in the space, the media space that's pushing this stuff. So yeah,
Them for it, man.
they are quite weird. You are correct, as well as Eric and Chris, Eric July, Chris Gore, both very weird, as well as this Benny Johnson Russian asset they're talking to. And by the way, Rumble's like YouTube's been acting weird. Rumble is terrible right now.
It's the same reason they hate both of us, Chris. The same exact reason. It's because the words actually travel and people are listening.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how well the words will travel when it's being pushed by Russian dark money. It really helps it out quite well. I mean, it's amazing, right? And
Listening to them. There was once upon a time where, yes, a lot of us that were really in on some of this stuff early on, and a lot of our followers, and I get messages all the time of people that were like, I thought I was crazy. Like, I'm seeing this play out the way that it is in comics. For
ooh, they're playing a video in the background. Is this Did Nerdrotic repost this? Let me see. Nerdrotic reposted it. We can just pull it up and watch it. Okay, here's the thing. Did he repost it? Let's see. Well, he's got a clip of it. Okay.
LGBTQ plus themes, and those
Here.
some audience members have issues with the show's diversity and LGBTQ plus themes, and those should be dismissed. However, viewers should genuinely examine the legitimate criticisms the Acolyte has received. Cultural critics like the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic have dubbed the show lore-breaking for its recent revelations, but their commentary isn't productive. Rather, it encourages bigotry and hatred over a show that's just getting started. As always, rage baits and review bombings distract from actual criticism. In particular, Episode 3 has proven to be controversial, and perhaps rightfully so. Some audience members have issues with the show's diversity.
God, I'd like to see the full thing. Let me see. Let me see. Is there any way to pull that up? That's kind of let's see. Because that's obviously a clip being like, oh my God, they're attacking us. But like, you know, I'm sure there's probably some evidence provided in that video. If you guys need evidence, like I have plenty of coverage of them doing that shit. But I'd like to see what Looper provides. Oh wait, you know what? I don't even have to look and see what they said. You know, I'll go ahead and prove what they do right now. I actually have a nifty video recently posted by a different site that kind of shows the type of rhetoric. Mainly Gary. I don't remember if Drinker's in this video, but Gary is definitely in this video. Hold on.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
There has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it.
This is what the Acolyte exists for. It's not here for story. It's not here to build the lore. For crying out loud, look at the cast right here. This cast was made for having as little white males as possible in this cast.
You know, Lucasfilm, you know, the retarded Avengers assemble over there, backing each other up.
Racists do stick together.
He accused Jones of playing the victim.
Actress Amanda Stenberg playing the victim card.
They can do nothing other than play the victim.
Amanda Stenberg, the adult pretender.
Pathological, sociopathic, feminist liars in popular culture.
Almost like she's fucking lying through her teeth.
And it would be one thing if we actually saw some evidence of this, right? If we actually saw some of this shit she's talking about. But no, this is just gaslighting.
These are terrible, talentless people that we are instructed that we must like unless... Then the sort of subtext is, you know, if you don't like them, you're some kind of bigot somehow.
Terrible performance, her attitude, driving away fans, anything like that. No, it's everyone else's fault and they're racist and they just hate me because I'm black. It's all like... She's so vapid and narcissistic.
It is the most, like, kind of narcissistic, lack of self-awareness.
And she's still bitching about oppressors. You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch.
Look at that. They got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd memorial.
But also every single different race of people has been enslaved and discriminated against and oppressed in some way throughout our entire history. The only people that can't get over it seems to be black people.
I am not a racist, though I'm frequently told that I am one. But I am in favor of oppressing whatever the fuck this is, because
An alarming.
So yeah, you guys probably remember that was the post done by Rewriting Ripley a few days ago. Pretty much the same day this Russia stuff leaked. The same day, like it was a couple hours before it was leaked, that Benny Johnson on the top there is a Russian asset. So yeah, there's that move to demonetize him. I mean, I support it. Like, I don't think YouTube will do it. I don't. I'm not against demonetizing him whatsoever. Listen, I believe in free speech. I believe these guys should say whatever they have to, whatever they want to say. I don't believe it should necessarily be monetized. I think when you're pushing misinformation and bigotry like these guys definitely do, I don't see a reason to monetize that. No, YouTube did not take action. And I didn't really expect them to, but like, I think it's good to get it out there because that tweet is going viral. Lots of people are. Twitter is right now still pretty fucking active. My Twitter mentions are still getting lit up quite a bit by people saying, "Hey, this is bigotry. This is bullshit. Why is this allowed?" He's getting back in the bed. We'll see how well the bed works. But anyways, yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, Nerdrotic, Ryan Cannell, Geeks and Gamers are not media critics. They're bigots, and there's a couple other people on that list too. Here's the weird thing: I would actually kind of feel like Critical Drinker is a critic, but he's also a bigot too. Like he I guess he mixes them better. But yeah, it's possible to go to Critical Drinker's channel and click on video. That's just fine. Mainly his movie reviews are usually going to be fine, with a couple of exceptions. It's not possible to do that with Ryan Cannell, Geeks and Gamers, or Nerdrotic. You click on any one of their videos, you're going to get bigotry. But anyways, you know what? Let's get back to this. Chris Gore and Eric July talking to a Russian asset.
For example. And, people think that they're crazy because, well, nobody's acknowledging the actual problem aside from a few people maybe that they caught online. So this is how they stumbled across those of us. And what's simultaneously happening is that the access media and those types, they're losing their like stranglehold that they've had on influencing the industry in any way. So that's why they try to, let's be honest, it's dark, but it's honest. They're trying to ruin people's lives because they don't want you to have that influence. And
you see what? Here's the deal. It always drives me nuts. If you don't like the Acolyte, cool. I don't like, you're allowed not to like it. I didn't think it was amazing myself. I thought overall I would say it's good. Like, it didn't blow my mind. I actually thought episode 3 was quite bad. I think overall the story worked, especially the second episode. Episode 4 was pretty boring. But episode 5 kind of kicked it up, and I think the series went much better after episode 5. But that being said, an argument can be made it need time to grow and develop. You know what else typically has bad first seasons? Star Trek shows. And I think the main reason people say that, and I say it too, TNG season 1 was shit. DS9 season 1 was okay. Voyager season 1 was okay. TNG season 1 sucked. But that was a great show overall. Just season 1 sucked. It was allowed time to grow. Acolyte had a significantly better season 1 than TNG season 1, but wasn't allowed time to grow, so it's canceled. And you're allowed to dislike it. But if your idea of criticism is to call Amanda Stenberg a black bitch and complain that there's not enough fucking white dudes in the show, that's not criticism. That's bigotry. It's that fucking simple.
Throwing crap at the wall and hoping that it sticks. So you're going to be all the ists, you're going to be all the phobes. They don't want people to associate.
Well, I see lots of people talk about Mahler. I despise Mahler. I'll go ahead and say people like Mahler and the EFAP crew, mainly Mahler and Rags. I'm repositioning my mic so you guys can see the kitty in the bed. But anyways, people like Mahler and Rags in particular, they nitpick media almost to the point where it's useless. Like what they do, like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. But like they nitpick it to the point where this isn't even review anymore. This is just nitpickery, pretentious dog shit. And if you want to watch that and enjoy it, that's fine. But the other issue with them that is very big is that they have a very vocal and pretty fucking toxic fan base that they will sick on people in a heartbeat for disagreeing, just for possibly having a positive review of something that comes out of Star Wars. Oh, we gotta send people after them. That's an issue. And as far as like, the whole Russia thing, it wouldn't surprise me at all to catch Mahler streaming with Benny Johnson or Lauren Chen in particular. I think she was on Friday Night Tights quite a few times. So he's probably through no fault of his own, gotten some of that Russian dark money circulating through him, because odds are they just pump out that dark money, and a lot of these guys don't even realize they're taking it. I mean, to my understanding, Benny Johnson may or may not know he's taking it, although he is getting direct payments from them. I think like there's a shell company being what I'm trying to remember the name. Edward Gregorian or something like that was a shell company that these guys were getting payments from, and it's all just fucking Russia. Yeah, Lauren Chen was on quite a bit. The difference between Lauren Chen and Benny Johnson is that Lauren Chen knew the money was coming from Russia. Benny Johnson may or may not knew. All Benny Johnson knew was that he was getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for posting videos on Tenet Media. And there's no way in hell they're recouping that. He had to know there was something up, but he didn't care. He was just taking the money and going with it. Oh yeah, I'll push culture war garbage. I'll push pro-Russian propaganda without even realizing I'm pushing pro-Russian propaganda. I'll push it out there for fucking money. You guys just tell me what to say, and I'll say it for money. That's Benny Johnson up there. And here's Eric July and Chris Gore streaming with a Russian asset.
With you, they'll come after sponsors if you have them. They're dirty, they're rotten, and it's because they hate.
Yeah, sponsors like the Russian government.
Your influence. Now, a guy in his room, in his own personal studio, has words and opinions that travel much further.
Yeah, no, this is the stuff they're trying to push. When it came to the rewriting Ripley stuff, lots of guys did responses to that video I just played, and their response was, "This is just them mad because we didn't like the Acolyte. It's all fucking gaslighting. Say whatever the fuck you want about the Acolyte. I don't care. But when you're purposely when you're targeting Amanda Stenberg and actors and just regular people who have the audacity to go online and say, hey, I thought the Acolyte was all right. When you're attacking all those people, that's not criticism. That's not criticizing the Acolyte. That's being a bully. That's being toxic. That is just not something that should be acceptable, in my opinion. Just not. And just one more reminder, I haven't said enough. Benny Johnson's Russian asset.
Further than these sort of mega corporate types, and they hate them for it. I'm telling you, man, they despise these guys for that.
So yeah, so what Eric July is doing there is gaslighting.
Eric, we were in Detroit last week for a conference, and you have YouTube on your TVs, right? And it was the day that episode 3 dropped, and because of Chris, I was really excited to just see it through the reviews. And so I get to my hotel. I never log into my YouTube on the hotels. You don't know who gets that information or anything. But I was able to do it. You know, you're able to like search for stuff without logging in, just kind of on a stock account, right? And so I type in Nerdrotic into my TV, and the first thing that comes up is Nerdrotic is toxic.
True.
Of course.
Yeah.
The first thing.
Of course.
In fact, that result stayed there just on nerd. I just typed in nerd. So if you type in nerd on YouTube, and as long as you're just like on a blank account, that's what's immediately serves on.
Ooh, let's talk about these blank accounts now, shall we? Let's dive into this, shall we? So let's go ahead and pull up an incognito tab. Incognito tabs can be fun. I'm going to be sorry for the light mode. It's incognito. I can't control. This is default YouTube I'm going to be looking at. Well, there's a very good chance Benny didn't know he was getting money from Russia, but he was getting paid substantial amount of money to push the stuff that he was pushing. He was getting substantial amount of money to post videos on Tenet Media that we were just watching. So that video with Eric July and Chris Gore was sponsored by the Russian government. Anyways, so here we go. So yeah, so Benny Johnson is 100% correct. So we're in a incognito tab. I type in Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic is toxic. I wonder what the top response are for Nerdrotic response. Yeah, lots of Nerdrotic stuff. Yeah, who would look at these thumbnails and think this guy's toxic? What? So, anyways, the Let's just type in the Acolyte and see what videos it gives me. Robot Head. Robot Head is the top result in an incognito tab. I don't know who Sydney Watson is. Pitch meeting's fine. Pitch meeting's fine. Then we finally get to the trailer. And then we get Nerdrotic. And then we get another trailer. And then we get Nerdrotic again. And then Oz trailers is fine. Then we get Thor Skywalker, who's very, like, he's one of those guys who intellectualizes the anti-woke arguments. I haven't covered him in a while, but he makes all the anti-woke arguments without saying women bad, essentially. But it's the exact same thing. So yeah, Red Letter Media is fine. Little Platoon makes it on here. So it seems like about half the results are anti-woke grifter stuff. The same type of stuff that it seems like Russia would like to push out there. Interesting. Interesting. Let's get back to this great review.
What a compliment, right?
Yep.
What a compliment to you guys and to what you're building. That it's
What a great compliment to you guys and what you're building, that Nerdrotic is toxic. Yes, thank you.
seen as such a threat by the ruling institution.
That's funny hearing this guy talk that way. Knowing now that he's a Russian asset. Oh, you're a real threat to the institution, I say as I take massive checks from fucking Russia.
Because you call out their failure, and by your sheer existence and success, you are a massive, burning, giant middle finger to the people who've ruined all of this stuff. And man, it's inspiring to see a moment where like new and young creators and new ideas can just.
And keep in mind the Benny Johnson up there, Russian asset. He's saying the stuff that apparently there was meetings. They had Discord meetings between the people, like the main people, and they were deciding what type of stuff they wanted to say. So this is him just saying the stuff Russia wants him to say.
Take over.
It's a fun time, man. Like I can't say that enough. Like I work. No, make no mistake. Definitely, when you do things independently, you're gonna work harder than you ever have in your life. But I love it. I absolutely love it. Blessed to be in the position, but I love it, man. I'm working 7 days a week, and I'm working towards something, building towards something, and it's just those opportunities where it used to be impossible. You would not hear of a guy just
Robert Bilek? Sorry if I'm slaughtering that name, but Robert over there. Benny, if you got a lot of money for very little effort, you should ask who's paying, I think. Wow, that's a very good question to ask. I mean, it's hurt me actually, but I used to do some sponsorships, not anything big, but I've kind of decided since I've been like doing this type of content where I look at guys like this, I've decided I'm not taking any sponsorship money. So essentially, all my funding is AdSense, and then YouTube memberships and super chats, and then Patreon. That's it. I do not take funding from anywhere else. So essentially, the funding that I get is essentially it's as uncorruptible as possible. I've gotten messages saying, "Hey, will you do this sponsorship?" I'm like, no. I usually just ignore them, but sometimes I'll just tell them, "No, thank you for the offer. Absolutely not." And I'm not gonna lie, the type of money Benny was making, probably like $10,000 to $50,000 a video, roughly. I don't know what his numbers were. I think Dave Rubin was $25,000 a video posted on Tenet Media. Huge. Yeah, he got fired. Yeah, Benny Johnson was fired from BuzzFeed for plagiarism, and now he's making a lot of money from the Russian government to push this stuff. But yeah, Yeah, when you get offered that much money, it's tempting, but like it's like you have to say no. You have to say no. Um, but the fact is, when we deal with people like Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Lauren Southern, Dave Rubin, these are people who have Lauren Chen. These are people who decided a while ago, I'm just going to go online and say whatever it takes to make money. So you get some Edward Gregorian dude like handing out massive checks for you to make videos that won't remotely make their money back. You just go, okay, sure, and you take it and you just say whatever the fuck he wants. And then in this case, Edward Gregorian's a shell for the Russian government.
Creating a publishing company and doing what I did, it was not even possible back then, and it is now. Which just shows again the barrier entry is no longer there, and people need to look. It might get worse before it gets better as far as these people lashing out, because you got to understand it. Maybe Chris will feel me more than anybody, because again, he's seen it from the inside. He knows people that are connected to Hollywood. That was a big status thing, right? It was a status quo, and it was a way that everybody proper channels is what I call them, that people had to go through in order to get into positions that they got in. So you have people for years, decades.
Yes. If you want to argue that Hollywood is too much based on a who you know and not so much talent system, lots of stuff in America is based more around that who you know than actual talent. Yes, if you want to go into that, sure. What's that have to do with reviews of the Acolyte?
Even for some of these guys that have gone through the mill, if you will, and they feel like they're owed some sort of success. They feel like they're owed some sort of status. When you have guys like Gary, when you have guys like myself on the more creative side, we buck the.
Eric just put himself on the creative side. Eric, I've read your fucking comic books. They suck ass.
System, right? And they don't like that. And they know that basically their time is coming because it's invalidating their process. I didn't have to go through their training. I didn't have to go through their schooling to get in the position that I got in. Same with Gary, as he's either reporting on things or giving his commentary on things. He doesn't have to be tied to some sort of cable news network or anything. He just gets up.
Well, I don't know about Gary, but hey, Benny here gets to get tied to the Russian government. Do you want to talk about fucking getting sponsorships? Jesus Christ. Like Eric's like here talk about like, oh man, we're all independent media. And yeah, fun fact, as Reggie Sketchy Got Hands is saying here, Eric works for the fucking Blaze owned by Glenn Beck. He is paid by Glenn Beck to make his content. Fun fact, the Blaze also hired and had working for him until very recently Lauren Chen, the owner of Tenet, one of the co-owners of Tenet Media. She knew about the Russian money coming in. She did content because she was paid by Russians to do that content, and she knew exactly where the money was coming from.
Plugs his camera in and presses stream.
I wonder if Eric and Lauren ever hung out at the Blaze. They probably did, They've almost certainly done streams together. Interesting, right?
Record now, and he does his thing. They despise that. So expect them, anticipate. It will get ugly. Anticipate that they are going to lash out. But it's a coping mechanism because they know.
Okay, so it's real quick to go over. I believe Lauren Chen might have charges coming up. We'll have to see. Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, Lauren Southern, the other two guys who are lesser known. I don't believe they're wanted for any crimes. That being said, I believe we'll have to see if maybe something can happen to them civilly, because there's something to be said for that.
Know that the end is near, and they're going to continue to be invalidated by people that are either doing creative stuff independently on their own or linking up simply with other people that are creative individuals and doing great things. Man, it is an exciting time to be a creator right now, man. I'm telling you.
Chris, last word to you, man. Is the end near for Hollywood, for woke Hollywood?
Yeah.
Getting paid by Russia to say this shit. And that's the thing. So like, do Eric July and Chris Gore, are they Russian assets? There is absolutely zero evidence to say that they are remotely. Benny Johnson definitely is. But the thing to keep in mind is that Benny Johnson's rhetoric lines up exactly with the same anti-woke talking points that Eric July and Chris Gore do. So even though they aren't Russian assets, what's the big difference between them and a Russian asset? Gets you thinking.
Yeah, I still have friends reaching out to me, filling me in on things. I don't think the business model does not work. The business model in Hollywood is broken. There are so many grifts from intimacy.
Whoa, so many grifts. Yes, Chris, there are grifts. You're talking about you're doing one right now.
Coordinator, COVID compliance officer, DEI.
COVID compliance officer. Jesus Christ, he's just doing the right-wing talking points, just like Russia would want him to do.
These are all, they have nothing to do with making movies. Just look up Amazon's DEI policies. You have HR department telling you what types of jokes you can say and not. It's you can't dictate and let.
Well, I don't know the full scale of something like that, but yes, there probably would be something like that depending on the rating your movie's getting and what type of movie you're making. Yes, if you're making a PG-13 movie, you probably shouldn't do a pegging joke. R-rated movie, maybe.
Legislate art. It's messy and like it's have to worry.
Wait. They shouldn't legislate art? You are the guy screaming about how woke stuff is getting into stuff, and wait, you're saying art shouldn't be legislated? But that's all you guys do. You complain about, oh, so and so, like, is putting some sort of message in their art. Well, it's fucking art. They can put a message in an art. Like, what the fuck hypocrisy is this shit? Chris, I agree. Art shouldn't be legislated. Eric July wants to make a shitty fucking comic book. That is 100% his right. Just like it's my right to look at and say, this is shit. But you guys are actually trying to say that, like, this woke stuff needs to end. Jesus.
Half the industry isn't working right now. And
it's not working? Listen, man, yeah, COVID's a real thing, and they're struggling because of COVID. They're still recovering. That's true. It's not because of wokeness, though.
Something is gonna. I've heard so many friends too just saying, "I'm going to culinary school. I can't be a producer. I'm not getting hired." So it's a look. People will still watch stuff. It's a huge opportunity for independence. And Garrett and Eric, don't act like you were just an overnight success. If I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. You planned for 7 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's not an overnight.
Yeah, step one, get a job at the Blaze and get paid to say anti-woke shit. or Benny's plan, get hired by Russia to say anti-woke shit.
Overnight success, hard work is involved, but no one is stopping you but you, and anyone that believes that they can stop you from an opportunity, they're full of crap. You can make your own path, and it feels great to be in control of your own destiny. And I think audiences will respond.
I'm sorry. The final message of Chris Gore to end that video. It feels great to be in charge of your own destiny. And up comes the logo of a Russian company. a channel funded by Russia to push anti-woke stuff. It's great to be in charge of your own destiny. Russian propaganda. Such bullshit. I love it. Oh, it's kind of fucking amazing. Oh my god. See, I don't like let's see. I don't know how much longer I'll go for here, but let's see. You see, Tim Pool had a decent deal. It was $100,000 a week, and lots of times he would just stream, put his live streams on here, and it wasn't even an exclusive deal, so he could do it on his own channel and on Tenet Media. I don't know if there's much more to really go over here. But the fact is, hey, this is on Rumble still. This is a Russian funded channel. Completely Russian funded channel that these guys would post to. Classy, I know. Very classy. I don't know how long Rumble will even keep this stuff up. We will see. We will see. But yeah. Keep in mind, if it's on Tenet Media, it's because Russia wants it there. It's because it's a message Russia wants to put out there. So Eric July, Chris Gore, congratulations. You just were involved with pushing out some Russian propaganda. Good work, guys. Good work.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.